Can anyone tell me if it's working? Let me see.
Yeah, but you're on
Yeah,
the mirror.
we're live.
We're live, but oh yeah, there we go.
Awesome. Hey! So we have already some people. We're just gonna wait a few more minutes so everyone can join us. Welcome, everyone. Last day of the. No, tomorrow is the last day of the year, but it's very exciting. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Let's wait like 1 or 2 more minutes. Awesome. Great. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna touch anymore. Just like 1 more minute. Everyone knew it was at this time, so I think we can start soon. Yeah. Oops. Sorry. Let me put here. Okay. Yeah. I thought it was the last day as well, but tomorrow. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start already. Welcome everyone to our live event about AWS Community Builder. We decided to run this program because we wanted to share the word about the program and get more people to participate as well and answer questions. And just before we start, a little bit of housekeeping. We're gonna do a short intro about ourselves. We're gonna talk about the program, benefits, how you can get started as well, and then we're gonna do Q&A. So let's start with a short intro. I'll go first about us. So I became a community builder last year. It's my first time being an AWS community builder. I'm part of the dev tools category. And I do a lot of other things at the same time. I host a meetup in New York City. I am an ambassador for Girl Code and an ambassador and a Women Tech Makers ambassador. I'm a YouTuber, as you all might know. I write blog posts, speak at events, and I think all that helped me to get into AWS Community Builder and all my friends, these lovely women that are joining here with me, they're gonna talk more about that as well. I'm a big advocate about learning in public, so everything that you're learning, trying to share in public, mentoring, and cloud native computing. So, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Darian, and I'm a fresh community builder since this August. And yeah, I'm very happy to be a part of this exciting community. I'm in machine learning category, and now I'm building my pet project involving some services like Lex, Poly, connecting with Lambda. Yeah, and I also, thanks to this program, I got my second certification this October, which is data analytics certification. What do I do as a part of this community of this program? I share my blog post on Medium. I do some invited talks, and I really like learning. And when I learned something, I got very excited, and I just I just want to share it, and that's why I'm writing blog posts. And from the professional area, I like machine learning, like classical machine learning. I also like NLP. I like, yeah, did I say learning? And I like hackathons. So, yeah, thank you.
Um, awesome. So I'm Joanne Skiles. I've been a AWS Community Builder since May 2020. Actually, it was like their secret beta program at the time. They called it Project Skittles. I'm in the data category. I currently am a software engineering manager at Capital One. I just started, so don't ask me questions about Capital One. It's a bank, and they do a lot of AWS. That's what I got for you guys. But before that, I worked in health tech, and I actually kind of went into AWS in a weird way. I started teaching cloud computing, and I started making tutorials and everything for my students, and I decided to share them with everybody on YouTube, and that's how I ended up in the Community Builder program. So I continue making YouTube tutorials when my not so free time, because I actually have 2 kids as well. I keep myself busy and keep myself learning throughout all of it. So I make YouTube tutorials when I can, about every month. I do invited talks. I actually talked at AWS re:Invent for a dev chat. I talked about how to build an API using AWS Lambda, and why you might not actually want to do that. So it's not all happy why AWS is awesome. It's also where AWS has pitfalls. And then I also mentor others for career development as well, because I've been in my career for a long time. And if you look at me, you go, oh, she has a PhD and everything. But no, you don't need any of that stuff to be a software engineer. And I want to make sure people understand that. You just have to have a curious mind. You have to want to learn. And that's what I do. I keep learning. And when you learn, you help others. And that's also why I like to continue helping others. And therefore, it doesn't matter what your background is. It's just about, being the best that you can be.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I'm Jen Bergstrom. I've been a community builder since fall 2020, which was the first group of people added once it went public and live. And I'm a part of the Dev Tools category, but as others have mentioned, what category you come into doesn't matter as much once you're actually in the community. I spend a lot of time in a lot of the different categories that I am interested in. So you're not stuck to a category when you're in the community, which I think is pretty awesome. So I'm Parsons X CTO. That's the digital transformation initiative of my company. So I'm doing a lot with cloud, multi-cloud environments, helping build out and deliver applications more effectively and more efficiently, to really scale up our capabilities within our company and for our clients and customers. I'm 8 times AWS certified, and I have to say I'm really, really impressed with folks who go straight to the specialty certifications and get those without getting any of the lower level ones first. So kudos for doing that. That's pretty amazing. And then activities, what do I do for the community? I do LinkedIn posts, I do mentoring, I do tech talks. I spoke at 2021 re:Invent for a couple of sessions, and then I do public speaking, and I just noticed I left a comma there, so I apologize for that typo. I also do company-wide Deep Racer events and Capture the Flag cyber events, and volunteering with a couple of different organizations, including Women Who Code and 48 and 48. And then what am I into? I love learning. I'm a lifetime learner, as Joanne mentioned. Your background really doesn't matter as much as your curiosity. And as long as you have a curiosity and a desire to learn and grow and develop continually, you're going to do well in tech. That's really the fundamental skill that you need. And then everything else comes after that and builds upon that. So I do a lot of mentoring as well, both within my company and within the broader community, for career development, for tech topics, and for a variety of different things. I also am into chaos engineering. I think it's a phenomenal tool that more companies need to use to help validate and verify their systems, their personnel, their organizations, and the security of their systems. So I use chaos engineering a little more for a little broader range of things than what it's more typically used for, which I think is pretty fun. And then I'm into gamification. You can see that with the Capture the Flag cyber events and Deep Racer events that I host. It's a great way to learn. I mean, if you're having fun, you remember what you're doing a lot better than if you're not. So I'm into purple unicorns. we can talk about that later in the Q&A session if anybody's interested. And I'm very much into increasing diversity in tech, which is why a session like this one today I think is brilliant, where you have, you know, multiple strong women that are part of the community here that have a variety of different backgrounds and all add excellent things to the tech industry that we would be missing out on were we not here. So, you know, and mentoring and volunteering and some of the other activities that I do build into that as well.
Hi everyone, it's really nice to be here today. So my name is Oksana Holok. I work as a site reliability engineer / software developer at a company called 67 Bricks. We are based in Oxford, England. So I've been an AWS Community Builder since last year. So this is my second year in this program, and it's really amazing to be a part of it. And we will discuss this a bit later. So I'm in DevOps tools category, and I hold 3 AWS certifications. Actually, I'm taking an AWS exam tomorrow, so that would be a nice New Year present if I pass. So I like blogging, workshops, I like doing presentations, and I especially like to do these things in order to increase diversity in tech, as some people have already mentioned, to try and get more underrepresented groups into the industry. I love infrastructure as code and learning and sharing what I learn with others. That's why I'm here.
Hello everyone, I'm Serena. I've been an AWS Community Builder since March this year inside the Cloud Operations category. I'm head of technical architecture at a technology consultancy, leading a team and helping junior solutions architects on their career development journey to become specialized architects. I'm lucky enough to be one of the Tech Women 100 Individual Award winners for 2022, and I'm a Women in Cloud Ambassador and Advisor. I hold several certifications, so 2 AWS ones, 2 British Computer Society ones, TOGAF, CISA, Archimate, as well as other ones from ITIL, Azure, and project management ones. I've achieved this in the last 2 years, so it goes to show a lot can change within 2 years. I've mentored at the AWS Academy and AWS, the She Builds Cloud Up program, helping people get certified and retrained to cloud computing. I myself retrained from one technology stack to another through those programs. So I've been there. I've been a career changer, and the uncertainties with entering a new space brings, which is why I think that's probably part of the reason why I do so many certifications. For almost a decade, I have worked with schools and charities, encouraging girls to look towards STEM subjects so they can realize that IT is for everyone. I'm a firm believer of the phrase, you can't be what you can't see. So even though doing public speaking events, I still get those butterflies in my stomach. I've been a guest speaker at events from the Digital Transformation Expo over in London. I'm based over in the UK, and doing lightning talks with groups such as the AWS Cloud Women UK. I'm a proud sci-fi fan, mum of 2 boys, and yes, I am that person on LinkedIn who spells awesome AWS and amazing AMI for Amazon Machine Image. Thank you.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about what the Community Builders program is and what it provides. So first off, it is a global program for builders of all experience levels. You see that a little bit here with the group we have today. We have folks that are in senior leadership roles, we have folks that are in individual contributor technical roles, and everything in between. And that's exactly what the program is meant to be for. It supports all of us, it provides value for every one of us, and we all provide value to it, which, you know, that's awesome. It's designed to help members primarily connect with each other. This is truly a global community. We, you know, having been a part of AWS Community Builders now for several years, I have friends from all around the world, and that's an amazing thing. You know, an interested, involved community of builders from everywhere. Every continent except for Antarctica is represented in the community builders. Many countries. I don't have all the stats, but it's a very broad, very disparate group, and that's one of the really cool things about it. We have AWS Community Builders Slack channel and Dev2 groups that are special just for AWS Community Builders. And then AWS provides, and community builders themselves provide, community sessions and briefings that cover topics ranging from technical skills, presentation, speaking and writing skills, and then AWS exclusives, previews on new services that are coming out, event previews, random wrap-up and summary type events. There's a variety of different activities that happen, and in-person meetups also happen around the world within different areas. And then we receive mentorship and access to subject matter experts, to heroes, and to AWS staff members. They're all a part of the Slack channel and of a lot of the activities that happen here. So it's a great way to get to know people that are within AWS or that are very deeply involved with AWS a little better. And there is a lot of support that's provided through the community builders for those underrepresented groups in cloud. And we'll go to the next.
So let us tell you about the benefits of the AWS Community Builders program. I think we would probably all agree that the biggest benefit is connecting with other AWS builders from around the world. You can ask each other questions, help each other, and yes, it gives you a safe place to ask questions and solve each other's challenges. And we are basically there to help each other. Next, when you join the program, you get AWS promotional credits. So when you join the program, you get $500, which you can apply to your AWS account. And you can use that to experiment with AWS services of your choice. And you get credit every year that you're in the program. Another nice perk is 1 year subscription to Cloud Academy. It's a learning platform which I myself have used quite a lot, especially to prepare for AWS exams. And yes, it has everything. It has different types of material to help you with your cloud journey. And what I particularly like about it is that there are different types of tasks. So you can read something, you can watch tutorials, and there are also hands-on labs and challenges that you can solve. You also get an AWS certification voucher for every year that you're in the program. And yeah, it's really good to be able to take the exam for free. Then members of the AWS Community Builders program get information about new services and features in AWS via webinars that can be either public or exclusive only to the program members. Now you can also get reInvent discount passes. I believe you get a 50% discount, which is quite good. And finally, you get AWS Swag Kit when you join the program. And when your membership in the program is renewed, you get something else. So I think in the first year, I got a nice hat, and I got a nice coffee mug, some stickers, and yeah, it was really good. I don't know if anybody else can think of anything else that hasn't been mentioned.
Yeah, I got like a lot of hats, and I got some shirts somewhere. I don't remember why I had so many. I have so many data shirts. I don't know why.
Right. For this section, Daria and myself will talk about how to get into the AWS Community Builders program. So who can apply to the AWS Community Builders program?
So, yeah, as was already mentioned, there is no set criteria who can apply. Yeah, so you don't need to be AWS certified to apply. Yeah, you don't need to have like some years of experience, let's say 10 years of experience. No, you can be a completely fresher to AWS services. So, and you can like be located in different countries. There are a lot of people of different backgrounds, ages, so it doesn't matter at all. And you also don't need to be like a YouTube star or had a lot of followers on social media or on Twitter or something. Yeah, you just what do you actually need is to have interest in AWS, and if you want to learn, if you want to share, if you want to create some content, yeah, that's enough. You can apply.
Nice. What did you do to apply to become a community builder?
Oh, that's a good question, because when you apply, you need to provide just 2 links to your content, and at that time I was I had like 1 year of experience in AWS, and I saw an announcement about this program just by accident, and I started thinking about this program, and I was kind of very not very sure if I can apply, because on my blog I had only one AWS related blog post about AWS certification, and I also had one like a draft. So I went to my draft, I had some pictures, add some edits, and I published it. So, and yeah, I got 2 pieces of AWS related content, and I decided, why not? Why don't I apply? If I didn't apply, so I would be 100% sure that I would not be accepted. So I just went for it. Yeah, and I also want you, Serena, to ask how the application process look like, and if you can share some tips or your personal advices, that would be great.
Yes, of course. So the application process, what it looks like. So firstly, currently the applications are reviewed twice a year. You can add yourself to a waitlist if the application process is not yet open. Little tip for later on, and we'll have a QR code. So get your phones ready for later on, and that way you can add yourself to be notified via email for when the program opens up for applications. The actual application process that I filled out consisted of 4 steps. So let's do a quick little dive into these, which we've got up here. So firstly, as an AWS Community Builder, you'll be part of a set service category within that program, and that covers the following technology areas. I'm not going to read them all out there, but you can see all the different ones, and you can see that, Jen, Julia, Oksana, they represent the developer tools, Joanne's in data, yourself, you're in machine learning, and I'm inside cloud operations. As mentioned earlier in this session, you're not restricted by being in a set category. You can still attend virtually all the different webinars, events, and all that stuff in every different category. The main reason why they have a look at having a category for when you apply is to align yourself within specific groups and to help with resource sharing and to know what areas your focus area. A little tip from myself is that when you look to apply, have a look at what category you want to join. It's worth focusing your attention to that specific category interest. You'll be given an option of first choice and second choice, but it'll really help with the application process for them to see, oh, you know what, Serena is into cloud operations. And that's the interest area in the community that I primarily want to join. On the next slide, we'll have the other tips. So the second part of the application process is where you share your cloud story. What they're expecting is approximately 1,000 words or less. So a couple things when I was looking at my application, I was putting in why I was interested in the program. Where am I on my journey? And do remember, as mentioned earlier, there is no set criteria. It's not the fact that everyone has to do blog posts, videos. That is just someone else's journey. For myself, I didn't do any of that. My journey was very much involved in the volunteer work, the mentorships, and the communities around AWS that I created, from co-founding AWS Women and Allies and Tech groups within the AWS Academy, and to giving back to schools. Another thing to have a look at is where you want to be in a year. It's one of those things, it's do dream big, but you can start small, but the most important thing with that is just to start. What you can do and achieve in a year, what could you do given the opportunity from that aspect? A little tip from me is just to remember, it's a journey. They're asking about your cloud journey. It's not a race. You don't need to be here or there. There are many different ways to become an AWS community builder. And have a think about if there's anyone else, any impacts you've made or anyone you've helped along the way. And one of the tips I put here is thinking about that STAR method for when you do your CVs or job applications. That format, looking at the situation, task, action, results. And also have a quick little look into the AWS leadership principles. So things like thinking big and learn and be curious. But don't feel that has to be just about numbers driven. You can put in extra things. I'll talk about it a bit later on, but it's not just quantitative. You can talk about qualitative information. So, I had testimonials, quotes from people I helped to help support my application process. In the next slide, you'll have the third part of the application program, which is sharing your social media profiles. You've also got to share links to blogs, videos, and events. And again, you can think outside the box. I've given a couple examples of things that I've done in terms of getting quotes and testimonials. One of the things I did, I actually attached a Word document. Inside there, I had a brief description to old things, like back in the day when you had newspaper articles, little, posts from LinkedIn when I was part of campaigns, from online ones, from This Little Girl Is Me to International Women's Day, the Breaking of the Bias campaigns which we did, and also the charity work I've done. So lots of different things, but the top tip really is be yourself. Don't think about what everyone else is doing, what everyone else has done. It's about your journey and where you are and where you want to be. The next slide is the one, so get your QR codes ready and your phones up. This QR code will get you to the notification page to be added onto the waitlist. Applications will reopen early in 2023, so go ahead and add your name to the waitlist. Whilst you're all getting your QR codes up, I'll leave you with one more thing. Similar to probably a lot of people's stories, I was aware of the program, and because I only knew the big names of the AWS Community Builder world, the Neil Davis, the John Bonzos. I'm a bit of a fangirl about them, to be fair, as well. People who do blogs and videos, those people. I did none of that. I actually, had a plan in place, and I hatched a plan. I'm a planner from that aspect. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do this, that, and then I'm going to apply. But my mentor actually turned around and said to me, what's stopping you from applying now? And if you don't get it this time, there's the next time and the time after. It's one of those things that when you come to applying for things and putting yourself forward, some people, if you're like me, imposter syndrome kind of kicks in a bit and you think, oh, I'm not there yet. And to be honest, sometimes I still feel like that today. But sometimes all someone needs is the words of encouragement and someone to say, you know what, what's the worst that can happen? So go ahead, get your name on that wait list and go ahead and apply. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to echo it so you guys understand. Like, I've encouraged people to apply who've not actually created anything that's public. But the work that they do at when this was when I worked at Olive, which was a health tech company, but the work that they did at Olive, I'm like, just talk about what you do. Talk about what you do, and then what you would do with the help of the program. That's also something that's really important because, we are all at different points in our lives and different journeys. And the good thing is the people that are looking at these applications recognize that. So don't sell yourself short and think that you're just not ready for it because, I do it to myself every time the renewals come up. I'm like, I'm not going to get renewed. So we just got to, we just be confident in ourselves. With that, hopefully you guys all got the QR code. Prizes. Yay. That's the fun thing. I don't know. The other stuff was fun. Here's like the cherry on the cake, right? So I'm going to put the entry form into, I've already responded because I was testing, which I'm very good at copying. Sorry about that. I kind of messed up on the copy, but put the entry form in the chat. Google. Yeah. And feel free to fill it out. So what is being given away? We're going to be giving away 2 Udemy courses up to $50. So actually, technically, if you win and you have multiple courses and they're less than $50, then you can request them until it adds up to $50. So 2 people will win those. And then we have purple unicorn stickers and pins and magnets that we're giving away. Mm-hmm. And then some mentorship one-on-one calls with the wonderful ladies here who have volunteered. My brain is forgetting who volunteered. I think Daria, Jen, Julia, and Serena, was it? Or am I wrong? I'm going. I had all the names and then I forgot. I should have written it down. That's okay. Let's see. Then. I lost the YouTube area now, but is the form working? Yes, okay, I see people putting in their names now. Okay.
Did you post in the YouTube chat?
Yes.
Okay. Someone just asked on the chat again. I don't know if you shared. They said, please share the link here.
I put it in the chat. I'll put it again. I just somehow closed out of the YouTube chat.
Yeah, on the YouTube live. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tanmoy said.
Okay, let me find it again.
You need the YouTube.
Yeah, I exited out of YouTube by accident, so.
Let me.
I was being so good in the chat. Julia, could you do me a favor and in the chat you can pin
okay.
a link?
No, but wait, you didn't put it in the chat yet.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
So I just put it into the chat too.
Oh, I think they're hiding YouTube is hiding the link.
Oh, really?
Yes, because Jen said she put it in, and they're just trying to.
Oh, maybe.
They're hiding it. So if you could pin it, Julia, that would probably
Oh,
help.
yes, okay.
Sorry, YouTube, and they're trying to prevent people from getting scammed.
Should I put in the description?
You can put it in the description, or you could pin it in the chat because you're the host.
Oh, okay. 1 second. Yeah, but there I don't see any link.
Well, can you grab it from the slide?
Oh, yes. 1 second, everyone. Actually, I might have to. I know I'm. Here. Okay.
It's always fun when technology doesn't do what we want it to do.
Okay, here. And I'm gonna put it here. Okay.
We saw your post when you posted it in.
Yeah, okay, I think I got it. I did it.
Yes, awesome.
Yes.
Yes,
Sorry,
it's showing
everyone.
in the chat pinned.
Some technical issues.
Well, thank you all for being so patient about that.
Meanwhile, if you have any other questions, we're gonna open to Q&A right after the prizes. So you can write on the chat. Any questions, we're open to answer them. Oh, thank you, Boris.
I'm just watching all the names come in. So awesome. I'm hoping that you guys will like if you win, we'll like everything, and we'll contact you with the email address that you've put in.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it 30 more seconds. Wow. I love when reading eye test. We'll just wow. Okay. Technology hates me as well. Oh, we got 10 minutes too, so we got to make sure we.
Worst case, we can also send them by email. Yeah, you got it. Okay, great.
Yes. Otherwise, we'll just spin afterwards. If
but you got it.
Wow. I'm not exactly sure what's happening. Like, I've only done this like a few times, but sheesh. All right, do it this way.
I like the comment that Boris put in there. Assert dominance.
Assert dominance.
Indeed.
I think I broke the website.
She's trying.
I'm like, I think the website has determined that it hates. You guys are seeing what's going on here, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's jump to Q&A. Does anyone have any
Let's
questions?
move the Q&A while I fix
Exactly.
while I fix that.
Yeah. And worst case, we're gonna send by email if you won. If you don't receive any emails, means you didn't win anything. But
I'll also announce the winners. I'll announce the names on Twitter as well.
great.
So,
And I'll reshare that.
but
Yes.
while I assert dominance, you guys ask questions, and hopefully I get it working afterwards.
Yeah. So someone has a question. Akshat said, I have one question. How a beginner who started writing blogs just now and has no blogs on AWS can increase their chances of getting selected? Who would like to answer that?
Well, I can dive in on that one. I was actually accepted into the program without having had a single blog post myself. That wasn't something that I did. It's not something I do much to this day. What I did have, though, was, as Serena mentioned, interaction with the community. I participate heavily in a Slack community called Tech Study Slack, which is a 65,000 plus member global community of learners focused on technology. And, I'm in there advising people, providing mentorship, answering questions about AWS and other cloud services, other cloud providers every day pretty much. And I talked about that and about my involvement there and how it's helping the community of cloud practitioners grow. Another thing you can do is, if you make posts on LinkedIn, or if you, have done webinars or have volunteered or done presentations, even within your own company that talked about cloud related subjects or, technology related subjects, you can use those as references as well. And then one other tactic you can take if you need is you can, get recommendations from people and ask folks that you've talked to and worked with to give you some words to include in your application. All of those are valid, all of those are viable, and they will absolutely consider those as strong application components.
There was a question earlier in regards to learning different technology stacks. So it was AWS or Azure. I can speak from my own experience. I had a little bit of exposure towards Azure because I came from the Microsoft infrastructure stack and decided to retrain in the exact opposite into AWS and cloud computing. But in terms of certifications and training, I did the AWS ones first. And this year I'm actually going through the other ones, Azure, purely for the industry I work in appreciation of all technology vendors and technology stacks is useful. It's not necessarily saying one is better than the other, but it's having that fundamental appreciation, understanding of what everything means in order to be that trusted advisor, because I work for a technology consultancy. What's anyone else's opinions in regards to that or your own journeys?
Yeah, so I actually did answer back that I think you choose one. If there's a company that you like and they do a specific tech stack, then go and try to match that company. I think they were asking because you guys were coming in as a beginner, and I just say don't marry yourself to technology. Like I always call myself I'm like programming technology fluid. If you look at my resume, really was all this C#, and then suddenly it was web development, and what's hidden is all the embedded programming. It's more about learning and understanding. And so I don't know if you guys know the T, yes, the T shape. So kind of generic, but have one specific specialty. So if cloud computing really isn't the thing that you want to be specialty in, just become a little more generic instead. And then if you really want to, then go for being serverless or data or dev tooling, and then that's your specialty. And you might find something that you like in Azure or something that you like in AWS. I mean, there are certain things that I'm just like, come on, AWS, why can't you just do it like Azure? And there's times within Azure, I'm like, why do you have to be so complicated? So I guess the answer is just choose one. Choose one. It doesn't actually hurt, because knowing cloud computing is what's actually important.
Exactly. Yeah. We have another question from Tanmoy. Creating videos about AWS will help me to get things selected. So Boris answered. Don't create content. Yeah, I can also answer that. It will help, but like Jennifer and Serena said, you don't have to, think of like creating content will get me in the program. You can also like build communities. I host a meetup, and that's what I used for my to get into the program. You can volunteer, not necessarily creating content like videos or blog posts are needed. So yeah, videos would be helpful, but if you're not comfortable making videos, you don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably also add that, I don't know, we may have mentioned it already, that it's better to choose something that you are passionate about. If you discover a service, an AWS service that you really like and you really want to share what you learn about it, I think that's probably the best way to create content of whatever type. For me, for example, it was AWS CDK. Once I watched a webinar or a presentation about it, done by the people who have developed it, and I thought, oh my God, it's really amazing. I really want to explore it. And I started looking at it and learning about it. And in my case, I started writing blog posts about it, and that's how it started. Basically, that's how my AWS journey started.
Yeah, I think we're all excited to pipe up on this one, because one of the things that really is distinctive about the Community Builders program is how much it emphasizes individuality and your own distinct way of doing things, right? Be yourself. We've said that. One of the slides, I think, had that actual wording on it. And it's true. Be yourself. Do things that make sense for you. Do things that you're passionate about. And use those when you apply for the program. And that diversity and that uniqueness helps you stand out.
Yeah, 100%. And that's my yes exclamation point was to Boris. I was agreeing with him. Don't make videos just to get selected. Make videos because you want to share. The reason I make videos is I actually really hate writing. So if someone said, "Hey, write a blog post," be like, "Oh,
no,
it'll never happen."
Yeah, we
but
have
who knows?
2 more minutes.
With Chat GPT, maybe they can write the blog post for me.
Of course, yeah. So we have 2 more minutes. I don't see any other questions.
If I am lucky and we can do this in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I did get the spinner to work.
Awesome.
So we'll do the first Udemy course. This is a very elaborate spinner.
Woohoo!
Yeah, congrats.
So first Udemy course.
Yeah, first Udemy course to Sabine.
Awesome. Next
one. And then the second Udemy course. We're going to run out of time.
Yes.
Well, if we run out of time, don't worry, guys. I will let everybody else know. But
Ashar,
you're the second
Udemy
winner.
Course.
So we'll be contacting you with your Gmail, and then everybody else who won, for other prizes, will contact you as well.